morning, students. Today we shall begin with the new chapter, chapter number 3. The title is Human Development. We have done this chapter from in our previous book also. This chapter is from India, People and Economy. So I'll start with the chapter. They've started with an example of Rekha. She was born in a family of small farmer in Uttarakhand. Now she helped her mother in household activities while her brothers they went to school, and she was not able to receive any education. So she was dependent on her in-laws after her marriage, but she became a widow at a very young age, and now she was at a very critical stage. Actually, she could not be economically independent because she did not study, and she faced neglect of everyone. Then her brother, he helped her to migrate to Delhi. So for the first time, she traveled by bus to Delhi, and there she was exposed to the large city like Delhi. After a while, the same city which attracted her with its buildings, roads, avenues, and facilities and amenities, now it disillusioned her. When she faced the truth, she was disillusioned. With greater familiarity of the city, she could comprehend the paradoxes. Now she could compare the good and bad side of the city, the juggi and the slum clusters, traffic jams, congestion, crimes, poverty, small children begging on the traffic lights, people sleeping on footpaths, polluted water and air. They revealed another phase of development to her. So she was now disillusioned. She was attracted to the city previously, but then she saw the actual side of development also. She used to think whether development or underdevelopment coexist, whether they coexist or what it is. She started questioning herself whether development helps some segments of the population more than the other. Does development create haves and have nots? Let us examine these paradoxes and try to understand the phenomena. Of all the paradoxes of our times mentioned in the story, development is the most significant one. Development of a few regions, individuals, brought about in a short span of time leads to poverty and malnutrition for many, along with large scale ecological degradation. So, here she questioned, is development class based? Because the condition of the poor people was not very good. It is believed that development is freedom. It is often associated with modernization, leisure, comfort, and affluence. It is also associated with computerization, industrialization, efficient transport and communication network, large education system, advanced and modern medical facilities, safety and security of individuals, etc. They are considered as सिंबल्स ऑफ डेवलपमेंट. तो डेवलपमेंट को हम इन सब चीज़ों से एसोसिएट करते हैं. एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी, कंप्यूटराइजेशन, इंडस्ट्रियलाइजेशन, better system of transportation, all the medical facilities, health facilities, educational facilities, better standard of living, safety, security. तो इन सब से हम डेवलपमेंट को एसोसिएट करते हैं. Every individual community and government measures its performance or levels of development in relation to the availability and access to some of these things. But this may be partial and one-sided view of development. It is often called the Western or Eurocentric view of development. It is just the one side of development. The other side of development is very dirty. As I told you before, there are slums, there are juggies, there's poverty, there's malnutrition, so many disadvantages also. In a post-colonial country like India, colonization, marginalization, social discrimination, and regional disparity, etc., show the other face of development. Social discrimination, भेदभाव, regional disparity, अलग अलग एरियाज में जो रीजनल डिस्पैरिटीज़ हैं, they show the other side of development. So the true face of development at times is not very good in a country which has got independence very recently. Thus for India, development is a mixed bag of opportunities. Okay, very nice term. As well as neglect and deprivations. There are few areas like the metropolitan centers and other developed enclaves that have all the modern facilities available to a small section of its population. कुछ मेट्रोपॉलिटन सेंटर्स हैं और कुछ डेवलप्ड ऐसे एरियाज हैं जहाँ पे मॉडर्न फैसिलिटीज़ अवेलेबल है, but only to a small section of its population. Not all the people can have easy access to all these modern facilities. At the other extreme of it, there are large rural areas and slums in the urban areas that do not have basic amenities like potable water, एजुकेशन एंड हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. वहाँ ऐसे बहुत एरियाज़ हैं, ऐसे रूरल एरियाज़ बने हुए हैं, ऐसे स्लम्स, ऐसे झुग्गीज़ बनी हुई हैं जहाँ पे इन अर्बन एरियाज़ में ऐसे एरियाज़ हैं जिनको उन लोगों को बेसिक एमिनिटीज़, बेसिक फैसिलिटीज़ भी नहीं है. प्योर ड्रिंकिंग वाटर इज़ नॉट अवेलेबल टू देम. एजुकेशन एंड हेल्थ इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज़ नॉट अवेलेबल टू दीज पुअर पीपल. The situation is most alarming if one looks at the distribution of the development opportunities among the different sections of our society. जब हम सोसाइटी के डिफरेंट सेक्शंस में देखते हैं तो हम देखते हैं कि कुछ लोगों को तो सारी फैसिलिटीज़ अवेलेबल है और कुछ लोगों को कुछ भी नहीं है. दे डोंट इवन हैव फूड टू ईट ट्वाइस डेली. दे आर they are facing malnutrition. It is a well-established fact that the majority of the scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, and landless agricultural laborers, poor farmers, and slum dwellers, etc., are the most marginalized lot. These people are the ones who are facing the most problems even in developed areas. A large segment of female population is the worst suffering amongst all. It is also equally true that the relation as well as relative and as well as absolute conditions of the majority of these marginalized sections have worsened with the development happening over the years. कि ये भी फैक्ट है कि धीरे धीरे इनकी कंडीशंस जो मार्जिनलाइज सेक्शंस हैं इनकी और ज़्यादा ख़राब हुई है जैसे जैसे समय बीतता गया. Consequently, as a result, क्या हुआ? Vast majority of the people are compelled to live under abject poverty and subhuman conditions. उसका रिजल्ट ये है कि majority of the people they are forced to live in poverty. वो गरीबी में ही रहते हैं. They are below poverty line people. And subhuman conditions, उनकी conditions humanity को मतलब बहुत नीचा दिखाती है, बहुत बुरी हालत है उन लोगों की. तो ये कंडीशन हमारे इंडिया में डेवलप्ड एरियाज में भी ऐसी है. देयर इज येट अनदर इंटररिलेटेड एस्पेक्ट ऑफ डेवलपमेंट दैट हैज़ डायरेक्ट बेयरिंग्स ऑन द डिटीरियोरेटिंग ह्यूमन कंडीशंस. इट पर्टेन्स टू द एनवायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन लीडिंग टू इकोलॉजिकल क्राइसिस. एयर, soil, water, and noise pollutions have not only led to the tragedy of the commons, but these have also threatened the existence of our society. तो अब और भी कई ऐसे रीजंस हैं जिसने ह्यूमन कंडीशंस को बहुत डिटेरियोरेट किया है, बहुत डाउनफॉल हुआ उससे ह्यूमन कंडीशंस का. वो हैं एनवायरमेंटल पोल्यूशन से भी बहुत प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट हो रही है. एयर, सॉइल, वाटर, नॉइज़ पोल्यूशंस ये डेली बढ़ते जा रहे हैं और इनके भी आफ्टर इफेक्ट्स बहुत ह्यूमन बींग्स में देखने को मिलते हैं. Then consequently, The poor are being subjected to three interrelated processes of declining capabilities, that is, social capabilities due to displacement and weakening social ties. सबसे पहला उनकी लाइफ पे इफेक्ट हुआ है सोशल कैपेबिलिटीज़, क्योंकि उनके सोशल टाइज बहुत वीकन हो गए हैं. सेकंड इज एनवायरमेंटल कैपेबिलिटीज़, एनवायरमेंटल ड्यू टू पोल्यूशन. एंड थर्ड इज पर्सनल कैपेबिलिटीज़, that is due to increasing incidence of diseases and accidents. This in turn has adverse effects on their quality of life and human development. तो थ्री मेन रीजंस बताए हैं. फर्स्ट इज सोशल कैपेबिलिटीज, सेकंड इज एनवायरमेंटल कैपेबिलिटीज, एंड थर्ड इज पर्सनल कैपेबिलिटीज. Based on the above experience, it can be said that the present development has not been able to address the issues of social injustice, regional imbalances and environmental degradation. आज जो हम डेवलपमेंट की बात करते हैं तो it has failed to fight these problems, that is social injustice, regional imbalances and environmental degradation. On the contrary, it is being widely considered as the prime cause of the social distributive injustices, deterioration in the quality of life and human development, ecological crisis, and social unrest. Does development create, reinforce, and perpetuate these crises? Is development responsible for these crises, for increasing crimes, for creating social unrest, for deteriorating quality of life of human beings, then ecological crisis? So is development responsible for this? Thus it was thought to take up human development as a separate issue against the prevalent Western views of development, which considers development as the remedy to all the ills, including human development, regional disparities, and environmental crisis.